Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you were Sean Diddy Combs and Kim Porter's best friend, you were out here windmilling, trying to use Kim's legacy to ensure that Diddy goes free. Now, we can talk about the ethics behind this because at the end of the day, a lot of people said that Diddy treated Kim worse than he treated Cassie because he wouldn't even keep Kim on his arm because he didn't think she was the right look for Hollywood. But it doesn't matter. Kim's best friend is using her credibility as the woman Kim trusted most to help rehab Diddy's image, but to also call Al B. Shore a liar. Now listen, let me be frank, right? Y'all know I'm the first person to say that Al B. Shore's name should be Al B. Shore. He's telling the truth. But yet and still, it's a weird narrative that they're pushing because Diddy's team is fighting ghosts now, and Kim Porter is the weapon. And the people speaking for her, well, let's just say, I'm not saying they're not credible, but it just seems like, oh, what's going on? Okay, let's get into this. La La Land is making a full-on defense of Diddy, and we got to take a closer look at it. First of all, she said that Al B. Shore's lying about Diddy having something to do with Kim Porter's death. She says Diddy had nothing to gain from Kim Porter's death. She says that Diddy stood to gain nothing from Kim Porter's passing. However, when you consider the timing and the circumstances, this claim, we got to look at it with a little scrutiny. Kim's death effectively silenced a potential voice that could have proved critical insights into Diddy's personal life, especially as allegations of abuse surface. And if you think about it, the subsequent denial of Kim's alleged memoir by Lala, despite reports of its existence, and Diddy's team taking legal action to get it, right? Raises questions about attempts to control the narrative. Remember when she said that Kim wasn't writing a book, Kim wasn't doing this, Kim wasn't doing that, that was all a lie. Then to come out from the family's lawsuit that Kim actually was writing a book and Kim wanted to do the book, but it wasn't a book, it was a notes, and guess what? The person publishing the book didn't own it, Diddy does, right? She said Al B. Shore is spreading misinformation. She criticizes Al B. Shore for suggesting foul play in Kim's death, dismissing his claims as harmful to Diddy's children, yet Al B. Shore was Kim's former partner and father to her son Quincy. And I'm not saying that he's always telling the truth because he does put 20 on 10, but he might possess insights into her life that merit consideration. Labeling his concerns as mere misinformation, especially when you see what Diddy's under trial for, without addressing the substance of his claims, could be seen as an attempt to deflect attention from uncomfortable truths. Again, what did she say? Sean loved Kim. He took her death very hard. Maybe he was afraid of getting caught. He had nothing to gain by her dying. He lost. We all lost. Again, Diddy lost? That's rich, because legally Diddy gained everything from her silence. Her rumored memoir disappeared. Her name now gets used in court to clean up his image, even though she was a victim of his abuse, allegedly. And she's no longer here to say that's not what happened. This is classic character evidence if you want to look at it from a legal angle. His team wants to paint Diddy as a grieving, devoted partner to discredit any pattern of abuse. If Kim is remembered as his one true love, it undermines Cassie's narrative of long-standing control and violence. Al B. Shore is spreading lies. She literally gave a quote to TMZ saying, "For him to say something like this, that is disgusting, especially because Sean is raising Quincy." Now, speaking about a woman's suspicious death is disgusting, but raising her child makes you untouchable, Al B. Shore has been saying for years something wasn't right. But now that Diddy's on trial, any voice suggesting Kim knew too much is labeled a threat. From a legal angle, they're neutralizing witnesses, even unofficial ones. They're dismissing Al B. Shore's claims. It keeps the focus off of Kim's mysterious circumstances of her passing and on Diddy's role as a stand-up dad. That's narrative containment, and it's a legal strategy dressed up as a family. It's a legal strategy dressed up as a family defense. More importantly, she said there was no book, no memoir. Kim wasn't writing a book, that's a lie. In 2021, multiple outlets reported that Kim was indeed writing a memoir before her death. And in 2023, Diddy's children fought to obtain ownership of Kim's intellectual property, including her unpublished writings. So if there is no book, what were the kids fighting to gain control of? A ghost? Either her best friend is lying now or the family was lying then. And if there was a book, what did Kim write that needed to be buried? Suppressing memoir content from a legal angle would directly serve Diddy's defense. No messy anecdotes, no corroborating stories of abuse, no legacy to complicate his defense. Y'all, this evidence control before discovery is shut it down before it can be subpoenaed. Also, La La Lane saying this is about the kids. These rumors hurt the children. They're grown now. They don't need to hear this. Whatever publicists say, whenever publicists say this hurts the kids, the translation is this hurts the brand. Nobody's dragging the kids. We're dragging the legacy of manipulation. This isn't about their emotional protection. It's about legal optics. Prosecutors can't call Kim Porter from a legal angle to the stand. But if her memory becomes part of, if her memory or memoir becomes part of a character witness for Diddy, then it's up to the court of public opinion to decide, was he a loving father or a pattern of abuse predator? Listen, Diddy doesn't need to prove he's innocent. He just needs to confuse the jury, cloud the memory, and control the headlines. And right now, Kim Porter's ghost is his alibi. But ask yourself this, why are people working overtime to protect a man who's already spent decades building walls around the truth? Again, it needs to be said. Again, when are we going to answer questions? What about the alleged memoir? Whether or not it was finished or not, the idea of the book scared people. You don't sue for ownership of something that didn't matter. Diddy's entire image hinges on loyalty, success, family. If Kim's truth contradicted that, that's a liability. A dead Kim can't talk, can't publish, can't testify. And the court of public opinion is being reshaped in real time. And a sanitized memory of Kim is being used to paint Diddy as a heartbroken romantic, not a pattern-based predator. What's more, the legal context. We can't forget about the character evidence. Let's talk about what's wild is that because Albie Shore, who's been hinting for years that something was off with Kim's death, is now being dismissed as disgusting. Quincy is grown. He's now 5. Let's stop pretending we're protecting a toddler from scary headlines. What's disgusting is trying to shame someone for wanting answers about the sudden, unclear death about the mother of his child. Also, can we talk about this convenient outrage? Her energy is louder for Albie Shore than it ever was about Kim being found passed away of lobar pneumonia in her own home at 47 with no head start. Nobody asked why she wasn't rushed to the hospital. Nobody questioned the silence after the autopsy. But now that Diddy's under legal fire, Al is a villain and TMZ's the pulpit? Baby, discrediting anyone who questions the Kim Porter narrative is strategic. It keeps her death out of legal speculation. It also delegitimizes anyone like Al who might offer corroborating emotional testimony about what she endured. Courts may not call him, but public opinion listens, and that matters when you're fighting a RICO case and trying to control how jurors see you. So which is it? Okay? Kim wasn't writing a book, that's a lie. Hard stop, because this one, again, this is where it got shady. So which is it? No book? Or such a valuable book that the family had to legally own it before anyone else got a copy? This isn't about the truth, you guys. In my opinion, it's about asset protection. If the book existed and it said one unflattering thing about Diddy, that's a liability, especially now. Either La was lied to, which raises questions about how close she really was to Kim, or some people say she might be lying now, which makes her a mouthpiece, not a friend. Again, you gotta be real. When someone says this hurts the kids, they're not protecting innocence. They're protecting reputation. Kim's kids are all grown adults. This is not about shielding them. It's keeping Diddy's legacy intact and emotionally manipulating the audience. And I do want to say this for everybody keeping their mouth shut. Cassie was somebody's child. And Cassie wasn't much older than Chase was when she got involved in this all stuff. And Cassie was younger than Quincy is. Cassie was younger than Christian. She was younger than, if we can treat them like kids and what about the kids, then what about Miss Ventura's child? Again, I'm not defending Albie Shore at all because y'all know how I feel about that man. But I am saying that, I don't know, something is not adding up. That's it. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.